Welcome back to the Crypto Plebs channel. It's your boy Jumpman Crypto. I hope everybody's enjoying their week. And guys, before we start the video, I kindly ask that you leave us a like, comment, and subscribe, guys. I really suggest that you guys start checking in and tapping in with your boy over here at the Crypto Plebs and also even the KGU family. We're doing it big. Guys, I'm a really humble guy, but I need to take a minute before we start this video to kind of, just give my group and my channel a round of applause. We have been grinding, working very hard. We've been killing it these last few days, trading. Guys, look, man, I'm not trying to tell you guys this to get you to come run over into the Discord. I'll just let the comments speak for themselves. I don't ever tell my members to come out here and, go into the comment sections. They do it out of love and they do it because they love to do it. You know what? A lot of Discords and a lot of other Patreons, they're lowering their prices right now because things are getting slow. There's not a lot of alpha out there right now. I've actually had to raise the prices 2 times. I've sold out of my lowest tier because you know what? I'm going to be honest, guys. I feel like the prices that we give out to the general public are way too cheap. And you know what? I decided, hey, look, you know what? I want to start investing in myself and I want to start making some ruckus out here in this crypto space. So we started to raise our prices. We closed our 7.99 tier. So we're starting to build and we're starting to grow. We're having more people that are joining. We have a few people that, left. Look, there's always going to be the people that don't want to put the work in. And you know what? Best of luck to those people. And, we actually got a couple 2X plays and we're fixing to get our third. I know it, in the crypto world, these 2X is not really anything, but the way the market's going, guys, we're taking whatever we can get, and the community and the people in the Discord are appreciative. And as long as they're happy, that's all that matters to me. So, guys, just make sure if you guys are interested in joining a real group that talks every day, stays active. And I mean, the amount of volume that's going around in this group, man, is crazy. I have been in some really big Discords, and I can tell you the volume that is in this Discord is just off the charts. Everybody supports everybody. The mods in here are just phenomenal. And that's enough of this mushy gushy stuff, guys. Let's get straight into the video. All right, man, we need to start talking about Ethereum. We called a short right here at this 1850. Shout out to my boy Gil. We went ahead and took the short on ETH at 1850. I got a target here at around 1800 to 1825, maybe a little scalp. We may take it down lower depending on how ETH is acting. But there's been a lot of weird stuff that's happening in the crypto markets today. If you guys haven't been tuned into the news, Coinbase is delisting the movement token. The movement token is one of Trump's asset tokens that he acquired to World Liberty Fi, and they're getting delisted. I think one of the main founders was involved in some suspicious market selling and stuff like that. And I also gave a warning off into the Discord that we were going to go ahead and dump all that a few weeks ago when all that stuff was going down with OM. So we actually removed that from our portfolio. We were able to get out of there with no damage done. I try to notify everybody in the other Discords. As soon as I heard this information, this is why it's important, guys, for you guys to be tapping in every day, making sure that you're active, because if you guys are missing these alerts, you're really hurting yourself. But anyways, yeah, so I'm not sure how this is going to really affect Ethereum, but I know it's going to probably raise some concerns for the Cosmo Eco chain. But like I said, the movement bridges a lot of these different tokens together. So, we just need to keep an eye out on it. But right now, we're just trying to see what Ethereum is going to do right now. I think the Bitcoin dominance right now is really high. I'm expecting us to try to maybe challenge this 98K. And then, I am looking for this pullback here. And then I'm shooting for a 2,000 to 2,100 ETH. I said that in my last video. I still stand on it, but we got to see what happens, guys. And then, the next token I want to get into is XRP. This is the one that I get so much messages about, mainly from the Keenan Grace channel. Shout out to them boys over there. But you know what? Like I said, I love to do TA on it and I like to talk about it. But most of all, I just try to make sure that everybody understands that there's a lot of individuals out here in the YouTube community that are just saying some pretty crazy, outlandish stuff about price targets for XRP. I've seen everywhere between $15 to $1,000. And guys, if you really truly believe that XRP is going to go to $1,000, I need you to immediately click off this channel right now. This is not going to be the channel for you guys. I just simply cannot find it in my heart to entertain that and lie to you guys about the price points for XRP. Guys, look, I'm not trying to be the bearer of bad news, but we just got to be realistic, guys. If we're still sitting in this $2 zone, I think anything over $10 is completely out of the question for this cycle. It's done some really fantastic things, from being from 50 cents going all the way back to its previous high. And it's still looking strong. It's holding support. It still has kept the majority of its gains, but we just got to be real, guys. Until we get this ETF and until we can gain support on these other fib levels, we just have to kind of take everything zone by zone at a time. I know a lot of the XRP community is getting really, impatient. You guys are, most definitely feeling what it's like to be patient. And guys, look, I'm looking for this push between this yellow box. I'm still firm on it. I caught that nice swing trade down here. We were scooping up. And if you guys were tapping in and listening, I was able to give you guys that 165 to 170 zone. So if you guys got in there, just hold. I'm looking for a re-challenge to this area, and we have to come to see what's going to happen. When we get this ETF, that's really going to be the shot in the arm for this token to see if we can get past into this previous high. Once we re-challenge this, we have to see what's going to happen. If we got enough juice, to go past into this $4 zone. But as of right now, I'm still standing that we will probably have anywhere between the 350 to $4 XRP top. And that's even if we get there, guys. Just remember, there's so many people trapped up here and they want to get out. I know a lot of people want to hear, these crazy numbers. But until we get there, right now, this is just the price point that I'm trying to give out. Like I said, I'm not saying that what I'm saying is the truth and what is, definitely going to happen. But we just got to be open-minded for all types of possibilities. And then, one of my favorite tokens, guys, we got to get into is AVAX. AVAX is a token that has a lot of room to run. It's also part of the World Liberty Fi holdings. It currently has a cup and handle. I do think that, this one as well has the ETF, and that's going to also give it that shot in the arm that's going to need to get up here and to clear these previous highs. Unlike XRP, there's a lot of room to run here, guys. We got the first level that I assume that should be hitting pretty soon within the next week or so is a $27 to $28 zone, 34 to 36. And I'm hoping to see sometime between June that we should be at least at a $44 zone. Guys, I can't promise you where AVAX is going to go. And I've told this to my community and even the KGU family. I will get you to this level here. From there, it's up to you to do what you got to do. I bought down here at this $15 zone. I loaded up. I hold a lot of AVAX, a lot. And I'm not going to think twice about dumping in once we start hitting these areas, guys. If I still feel like, we can have room to push up to this 56, even $60 zone, I'm willing to hold. But I'm just looking for 2 to 3 X's, guys. At the end of the day, we still have a lot of things to consider, recession. And I'm not sure if retail is going to be here in time to buy this. So we just got to keep all options up on the table. Like I said, there's still a lot of room to clear here. If you guys are leverage traders, this is a really nice potential way to make some cash. If we can get this pullback maybe to 1987 and maybe even catch something in the $18 zone, I would most definitely start, backing the truck up on this thing and start trying to really aim for this target here of $44 to get you a nice 100% return. And last but not least, we're going to talk about my darling, our community pick here in the Crypto Plebs channel, Parcels. If you guys have been in the Discord for a long time, you guys have been in Parcels for a minute. Fortunately, we didn't have the greatest buy entries, our OGs, but you know what? We've been DCAing, lowering our average. And if you guys have been doing that with me, shout out to you. We were buying this at the 4 cents and the 5 cents. I've been pushing this to both my families here. And if you guys were buying those, congrats to you. We still have a lot more ways to go. I know a lot of people ask me constantly, Jumpman, where do you see Parcels going? Well, if I'm going to put on my little thinking cap and get my crystal ball, guys, I think this thing's going to go to $5. And I think it may even go to 10. I wish. Guys, look, the yellow box is where I'm aiming for. I think this could even go higher. Fun fact, every Coinbase venture-backed project has gone to 200 million market cap. This thing can most definitely do it. It's not even at 20 million. Can you think about that from where we are right now? Guys, that's huge. I'm not trying to be a moon boy because this is our community pick. Look, I called it to you at 4 or 5 cents. Jumpman will lead the way. It's up to you to decide when you want to get off the ride. If we can get down to this gold zone right here at 18 cents, You make up the choice what you want to do. Like I said, you know, I brought you the fish. Now it's up to you what you want to do with it. For me, like I said, I'm holding. I need to get up here to at least get some type of good return for this, for the amount of stuff that I went through with this, with the 90% drawdown. I would most definitely want to see some upper levels up in here. So once we start getting in this 45 cent, maybe 50, I may consider to sell. I'll have a pretty good return from that, but we'll have to see. But look, there's a rounded bottom, and everybody that's an OG in the crypto space know that rounded bottoms pay the bills, so we can get nice little 70% return up by July. Remember, these rate cuts are going to be really bullish. We may not get them in May. We should be expecting them anytime between June and July. There's a 66% chance in June, an 83% chance in July. So I think that retail slash institutional investors are going to be front running. There's going to be a nice push up. This is going to follow Bitcoin all the way. I do predict that the majority of altcoins and crypto should see anywhere between a 70 to 80% push by that date. And from there, I have no idea what we're going to do, guys. I am probably going to be de-risking a whole lot. Look, the thing about this space, guys, you're never going to get the top and you will always sell the bottom. And that's a fact, Jack. And I'm not doing that. There's going to be so many great traders out there, guys, that can be able to nail the top, and Jumpman ain't one of them. Like I said, at the end of the day, we have to make the conscious decisions about what we're doing with our money, and just make these right choices. I see a lot of, even some of my members, they get really emotionally attached to their crypto. You can't do it. Like I said, these are all just vessels. We got to use them for what we need them for, and then we got to move on to the next one, because this will really burn you in the end. But Parcels, like I said, man, it's a good token. I think the narrative behind it's really good. RWA, Coinbase Ventures backed project, Solana network. It checks a lot of the boxes for me. I'm part of their community. They're doing buybacks. They had a pretty big unlock, and a lot of people got scared, sold off. Then, the big guys come in, buy it all up. Now they're doing buybacks, and now everybody's getting freaky. Now they want to buy it. We've been in it. We're chilling, guys. We've got this stuff on cruise control. And now what we're looking at, 40 to 45 cents. And we're a small channel, so we can go ahead and tell a little bit of our secrets, man. A lot of people, they don't want to do the work. They like to watch these big channels with 700,000 subs. They don't want to watch the little guys, man. So for right now, it's a secret. Ain't nobody going to really be paying attention to Jump until it's too late, when they start buying our bags from us, guys, and we'll be dumping on them. That's just the way how it goes. But I'm gonna go ahead and kill the video off, guys. I have a convention tomorrow. I'm gonna be speaking at a convention. I'm gonna be helping elderly people, understand and maybe make a financial decision of investing a little bit in crypto. So that's pretty exciting. I'm not much of a person to person speaker. This whole YouTube thing has been a little complicated for me because, like I said, I wouldn't say I'm an introvert, but I'm just not very much of a talkative person. But I do love cryptocurrency, and I do think that would be pretty cool for me to step out that box and just share with people why I like crypto. So you guys wish me luck. And remember, guys, if you're looking for a home, the links will be below to the crypto plebs. Like I said, this is just much more than, a cash grab, guys. This is a family. This is a real community where we all support each other, and I hope to see you guys in there. And if you guys don't, you can most definitely leave some love in the comment section. Let me know how you like the channel, the video, and wish you guys the best of luck. We will talk to you guys later.